those early days of country music.
He's actually blacker than Charlie Pride.
You think so? Kenny Rogers has been getting some raise. What magazine is that he's on?
I believe it's called Life After 50.
You're starting to receive that now, are you? Is that coming to your door? Is that a... Oh, boy. The whole world's getting old on me. You guys used to be young.
I do receive this publication, yes.
Very nice.
No, it's just my opinion, but I vote for Kenny Rogers.
Life after. How's the ventilator shaft? How his nose? Everything good for Kenny? All right, we continue straight ahead. Here's the PM Show Weekend Edition.
It's hot enough to fry an egg on a garbage can lid. You're watering your plants to help them survive. But don't stop there. They need Miracle-Gro to help them dazzle when it sizzles. A summer feeding makes roots stronger, so they resist summer stress better. Blooms last longer, too. Remember, don't just water your plants. They need to eat in the heat. Skip the fried eggs, but don't skip the summer feeding. Miracle-Gro. Life starts here.
At Kubota, value means getting more than you expected for less than you thought. Like the L2501 DT compact tractor. Now with financing as low as 0% APR for up to 5 years and factory rebates, you can do more for less. That's value. That's Kubota. 0 down, 0% APR financing for terms up to 60 months on select equipment now through June 30th, 2015. Financing through Kubota Credit Corporation USA. Subject to credit approval. Other exceptions may apply. For more information, call toll-free 1-888-465-8268. For more information or to find a participating dealer, visit Kubota.com.
Welcome back to the PM edition here, the weekend edition of the PM Show. I'm Michael Horn along with Paul Stern. Paul, you have... You interrupted my story on Brian Williams that I'll finish in just a minute. But it's a bulletin there. You've got a picture of the, what is that called, Life After 50 magazine?
It's Life After 50 magazine that they're doing a story on the next head of the NAACP.
You guys can check this out as we do the show live Fridays at 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern. But we will post it up on our website, and you can get it at YouTube. .com / the PM Show, I believe, put today's date. And you can see this picture of Kenny Rogers. Come on, get his head in there a little. There you go. Now you got it. His skin is so soft and fluffy, I want to take a nap on his cheek. He had a really good plastic surgeon. Now here's how you can tell. Look at his face. Get a nice close-up on the face. You got it? The face. There you go. Thank you. Now, go to his hands. This is how you can, this is a tip that old Uncle Mike will tell everybody. You can check when anybody's had work done. You got to get to his hand. That's your hand. See if you can find Kenny's hand and put it up there. And you will see, back it off a little bit when the light so they can see it. Look at that wrinkled hand.
It's like a skeleton.
That thing has been, it looks like it's been washing dishes for a while. But you don't know where that hand is.
Looks like the hand that came out of the grave in the movie Carrie.
I like Kenny, though. He's good. I saw him in concert.
Didn't
you see him in concert at Cal State Northridge?
Never seen him, but apparently he's back singing with the First Edition.
Well, things have never been quite right since Lucille left him. And that tore apart his career. Anyway, back to Brian Williams. He said, and I'm going to quote Brian now.
First Edition.
Are you still going to go with are we doing two stories here at the same time? So he's with the First Edition?
Back with the First Edition.
All right, so since the scandal with Brian Williams broke, Lester Holt has been temporarily filling in, and I don't think they gave him enough credit at first because they say we're going to name somebody. No, you got Lester Holt. You've got the best guy there doing the news. So finally now, it appears he has permanently gotten the job, and this is well-deserved. Lester Holt has been at NBC News for a while. We need dignified, great news anchors, someone we can trust to tell us the story. And I think Lester Holt is that guy. So anyway, it appears that there's no hard feelings between Brian Williams and Lester Holt. He's quoting Brian. He said, "I will greatly miss working with the team on nightly news, but I know the broadcast will be in excellent hands with Lester Holt as anchor. I will support him 100%. He has always supported me, and I am going to be named as a Department of Justice cabinet member." Oh, now there he goes again. See, maybe that last part wasn't right. I made that up. See, I got your attention finally. You're too busy with the First Edition over there, Paul Stern. Anyway, it's not all bad news for Brian Williams, because if the ratings weren't low enough for MSNBC, that's where they're moving Brian Williams, so he can lie and make fabrications up like all the other anchors at MSNBC.
They're going to ship him on over to MSNBC.
Kind of like the minor league club. So, kind of season him up, see if he can bring it back up to the, get his fastball going again, So he's going to be moving to MSNBC at the end of his 6-month suspension. And he said, quoting again, "I am grateful for the chance to return to covering the news."
Who did they still have over at MSNBC? Did they still got
Chris Matthews.
That's got to be about it.
And Chris is on like heart pills by now because he gets so worked up on his show. He says, "My new role will allow me to focus on important issues and events in our country and around the world, and I look forward to it." So I think he should have gone and done a radio talk show or something. It'd be good for you. Make things up. Be a radio talk show host.
Going to have him replace Al Sharpton. Is he still over?
Sharpton is still screaming over there. And the guy that left who was the sports guy that used to be there and that is on now?
Ed.
No, Ed is still there. Ed, what's his name?
Yeah, Ed. The big guy. I think Ed.
And Tomas knows.
He's going
to write it for you up there.
Yeah, they kind of bill him as
just jump in on the air and
he's
tell
like
us, Tomas. Come on,
the Democratic Rush Limbaugh.
It's just Owen. Who is it? Ed
Schultz.
Ed what? Schultz? Yeah, Schultz.
Ed Schultz.
Ed Schultz. Thank you, Tomas, for that very much. That's Tomas, our line producer, ladies and gentlemen. He's been trying to help out the video crew and got us a little bit better. I think. He's got us now. The picture's looking good. Tomas did a pretty good job. You sort of disappeared from.
Well, I gotta kind of.
Yeah, there you go. Now you look a little bit better. Like, sit up a little bit. Don't stoop.
Remember that show that they used to have on one of the sports channels with the sports writers, where they would all they'd sit in front of like typewriters and.
Well, Keith Olbermann was the guy that I was talking about. Was on MSNBC, and he used to get himself all worked up. And I saw him the other day. He's on like. The channel's names have all changed. I think he's on the ZYT channel or something. I don't know. And he just seemed like he's very relaxed now. I think he's just doing sports. He seems more relaxed than ever.
Is he just doing sports?
I think so. I think he's better off just doing sports. Oh. When he got political, sometimes sports guys that get political get all worked up in a lather.
Talk about sports. You got that big interview with Carmen Policy.
Who is the legal brain that's trying to bring the Raiders and San Diego's Chargers to Los Angeles in Carson, California. And apparently he thinks he's got a good shot at it. We'll see. The Rams and Stan Kroenke, the owner, has already purchased land, but according to Carmen Policy, the Raiders and the Chargers have already purchased land as well in Carson for the stadium. So once again, no money out of the taxpayers. Taxpayers have no money left anywhere in California because they're paying Governor Brown to use water. And you have every dime you got left, you buy a glass of water. In California, the drought is so bad, there's a coin change on the faucet in your kitchen so you can get a glass of water by putting in $2.
Every now and then I'll have the opportunity. I wouldn't have mentioned this to Carmen, but every now and then I have the opportunity to kind of go through the Carson, California area, the area that is called Carson.
And the Carmen Policy says that's very freeway close to everybody.
It took me quite a while in traffic to get to Carson.
There may be a freeway. I didn't want to break it to Carmen, but there may be a freeway. But the blockade of traffic, literally, this is a true story. I was looking at a building somewhere in the West Valley area in Los Angeles, if you're familiar with that. And I had to be like at Hermosa Beach or Seal Beach or somewhere.
Costa Mesa.
I had to be like in Huntington Beach. By like 7 o'clock, and it was, or 6 o'clock, and it was 4 o'clock. I figured 2 hours I'll make it there. I plotted in the exact address into my navigational device and was quite amazed as I was driving out of the parking lot at 4 o'clock. That my navigation stated I'd arrive at 8:30. So, I love Carmen Policy, and Casa Piano, one of my favorite wines, but yes, there is a freeway running by Carson, but you'd be better off bailing out and parachuting out of the Goodyear blimp into the stadium, if you could. It's tough to maneuver in Southern California. I just cringe. And President Obama in Thursday, Friday in town, and it's like now traffic. Everybody's on Facebook, complaining and moaning about the traffic standstill because, when a presidential candidate or some dignitaries in town, they start shutting things down. It's no different than anything. I mean, for all intents and purposes, the San Diego freeway is shut down. Maybe 16 hours out of the day. I hope they play. Here's the thing. Carmen Policy came with a great idea. He's going to have the games played after midnight. So, like you've heard of Sunday Night Football, this is going to be early Monday morning football. And there'll be a game played from Los Angeles so people can go. Early Monday morning football. It'll be on the CYIT channel. Keith Olbermann will call the games for you. And they'll, and it's going to be the first 3-team game because there'll be the Rams, the Raiders, and the San Diego Chargers all playing at the same time. Carmen, one of the great minds. Only he could come up with that. Early Monday morning football. Just a few football fans. You'll be able to watch from Sunday morning right through the time to go to work on Monday. It's going to be great fun. We'll have more details for you straight ahead. Brian Williams, did he write that story for us? I believe he did. You experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury? If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
Have you ever considered adding a home security system but thought it would be too expensive? Here's the good news. There's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home, valuables, and your loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Here's even better news. Your new system, worth $850, is free. You pay just a $99 installation charge and purchase monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Get the peace of mind that comes with owning an ADT monitored system, plus a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home. Call now, 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Welcome back to the PM Show Weekend Edition, the Father's Day Weekend Edition on CRN. I'm Michael Horn along with Paul Stern. Don't forget to, program reminder, catch the PM Show Weekend Edition on sports with Fred Dreyer. Carmen Policy will be on that show. He is putting together for the NFL a plan to bring the Oakland Raiders and the San Diego Chargers to Southern California to play in Carson in a stadium that is going to be built. Stan Kroenke, the owner of the St. Louis Rams, wants to bring the Rams back to Los Angeles, and he has purchased land in Inglewood. He wants to build a stadium there. And Paul and I are just saying that maybe Carson's freeway close, but it's the 405 freeway, and that thing just doesn't move like 16 out of the 24 hours of every day. Am I right about this?
No, it would
you drove there recently, right? What did you see?
I recently drove.
How fast? You know, sometimes they tell you how fast the traffic's going. How fast are you going?
Very slow. Very slow. It was a standstill. There wasn't really.
What did you see? What is there in that Carson area?
Well, of course, I think Carson probably most famous for being the home of the Goodyear blimp.
Yeah, they used to tie that thing down, and people would drive down there during windstorms to see if it would break loose of its moorings.
It's been there for years.
Yeah, so and I think that's probably the way they're going to bring fans into the football games, is through the Goodyear blimp, possibly.
Maybe they could.
Did you see there was a golf course?
There is. That's to the left, and then as you're headed south to the right, there was what appears to be a golf course, but it's without any grass. It's just a kind of
you can't water anything, so I'm sure that they'll be playing on dirt.
It's
even though Carmen said that there's going to be a grass field there, I think they won't be able to water it. And then was there a guy you said was standing there just before the break?
Well, there it is. They have one of those huge figurines, one of those statues that I don't know. They used to have them for like auto shops or carpet manufacturers or carpet sales places. But now it's just a guy with a golf cap.
Well, that's going to be the new name of the team, the Los Angeles Carpeterias. And there's going to be a big guy sitting there like a big is it like a genie? Is that what it's supposed to be?
I believe it's the Carpeteria.
Maybe it's going to be the Los Angeles Genies. I can't, all this stuff was given to me by Brian Williams, and I don't know if it's true or not. Brian, as I mentioned to you, apologized on the Today Show and is now going to be going to MSNBC after his suspension is up. And Brian Williams tried to explain to Matt Lauer on the Today Show why he lied about the war and other stories, but he might have dug a deeper hole for himself in a report that we have. He was on the Today Show on Friday and said the last 5 months have been torture for him. Matt began probing for motive, and Brian said he somehow drew a truth line. What he means by that is when he got out of his anchor chair and did a talk show, he got sloppier because he felt the pressure of having to be quick and funny. So he would add to things when he was, feeling the pressure of being a guest on with David Letterman or something. And Matt Lauer then followed up and asked about lies that Brian told in the anchor chair, and Brian said, it came from a sloppy choice of words. Sloppy seems to be a key word. He always looks clean and neat when he's on there, but apparently sloppy in his demeanor. And so it just didn't make sense because in the anchor chair there's no pressure to be quick or funny, so how can you be sloppy other than being a lying issue? I don't know. That's a terrible story. I think he should change and become like a talk show host. That way he can embellish things as he wants to and tell everybody he's embellishing it. So this is interesting. Okay, so those killers, it's Father's Day weekend. Those killers, by the way, buy Dad a power saw or hacksaw file so Dad can go visit his friends at the state penitentiary and help him get out. Like that woman. Is that woman nuts? She wanted to kill her husband, and the husband is like he can't believe that his wife would do such things. And she doesn't look like she's like a super score. I mean, I don't want to say anything, but maybe you'd meet her late at night at the Lone Star Cafe or something, possibly. But anyway, so she was a seamstress. I guess what do the seamstresses do? I haven't heard the term seamstress for many years. My mother used to buy patterns and go up there. There used to be yardage stores, and you go buy, cloth, and she would make dresses for herself. And I would think, I like this material. And she'd make really nice dresses because it had patterns and everybody had a sewing machine. People don't do that anymore, do they? Those days are gone. Now you go to Walmart and you pick something out for $12 and you wear it for a while until, you stain it, and then you toss it. Right? That's kind of it. Right. Unless you're like me. I don't like to throw things away, so my closet is bulging with things that no longer fit. I have size. Yes, thank you. Did you say you too, Tomas?
Yes,
yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's, I'm telling you, I have things that I couldn't believe I was that tiny. Like I say, when I was on the General Hospital TV show, I don't know if I've ever told anybody that story. I'll repeat it if you demand it. But I did have a General Hospital baseball jacket when I was part of their softball team, and I can barely get my wrist into one of the sleeves. I don't want to say, somehow that jacket has shrunk over the years. I don't know if just like hanging in the closet or something. I should bring it in and let one of you Spelter guys here wear it. And it's also sort of an interesting lime green, shiny green color with a big GH on the back. I used to wear it when I went out with Bruce Jenner.
GH?
Yeah.
Greg Hunter.
General Hospital. It was the General Hospital All-Stars.
Greg Hunter, a rather famous talk show host.
I was one of their standout players. I was Bat Boy.
When the money you've invested or saved brings in interest, do you spend it? A better choice is to keep it where it is, adding to the principal. This process is called compounding. Entrepreneur Tony Robbins.
What really makes you wealthy, we all know, long-term is compounding, but very few people really get into it. And when you start to get into the age of 50, 55, or 60, many people think, well, I don't have that much time to compound, but compounding still makes a difference.
Compounding interest when you're young can help that nest egg really grow. Robbins offers this example of someone who set aside 20% of his pay every year and let it compound for decades.
Most people just don't understand the power of compounding, but there's a gentleman named Theodore Johnson who worked for UPS. He never made more than $14,000 a year. That's the most he ever earned. In retirement, he was worth $70 million and gave $35 million away.
There's more in Tony Robbins' book, Money, Master the Game. That's Primetime Focus, brought to you by AARP. I'm Aileen Ellis.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1,800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names.
Really? Yeah.
They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
If you're struggling to find reliable senior living information for your mom or dad, then call or go online to get the free help you need during this turbulent time. Call now, 800-471-5173, 800-471-5173.
It's the end of quarter clearance sale at Lumber Liquidators. We're North America's largest specialty retailer of hardwood flooring, and we've got 10 million square feet of top quality floors for as much as 77% less than other stores. Get over 200 styles of real pre-finished hardwood from just 49 cents, 40 styles of beautiful bamboo from $1.59, plus deals on popular American and European laminates and more from an incredible 39 cents. And pay no interest until 2017. Hurry, clearance sales going on now. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
Hi, this is Fred Dreyer. Join me and Michael Horn on the PM Show Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, here on CRN Digital Talk. We talk about things in the sports world nobody else does. So listen in to me and Mike at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on CRN Digital Talk. And go to crntalk.com for more information on other show times. And don't forget to take us with you by downloading the CRN app on the App Store.
That Fred Dreyer sounds like he'd be a great guy to read a story, you know? Just lay down and go to bed and have Fred read you a story. He's very, he's that great football legend, Fred Dreyer, 2 safeties in 1 game, all-pro defensive end, but he also was on Hunter. Apparently this guy was talking today said that Fred used to work out all the time at Gold's Gym when he was on Hunter.
Oh, boy.
And he would, Fred's in great shape. For a man 87, I'm telling you. I just made that up. I'm very sorry on that. I really shouldn't say that to Fred. Thank you so much. There you go. All right, back here to the PM show weekend edition, Michael Horn, Paul Stern. So I was talking about this woman that, you know, it's Father's Day, buy a power tool, help give it to Dad. He can help his inmate friends escape. And this Joyce Mitchell, she's the seamstress woman who allegedly helped bust out these guys. Well, listen to this. These guys that are escaped, their name is the one guy, Richard Matt, the other guy, David Sweat. And they're the two killers escaping from the New York prison. There's going to be a production company, Johnson Production Group. It's an entertainment company, you know, one of those headline TV kind of things. They're going to film a show chronicling the escape and then the manhunt and then hopefully the capture from the vantage point of Joyce Mitchell. That's the woman that helped bust these guys out. According to the Johnson Production Group honchos, they say there's a market for female crime thrillers, and they feel the viewers are probably even more fascinated by Joyce than the killers themselves. The company, the production company, JPG Productions, is confident the show is going to make air within 5 months, and they can easily pivot as events warrant this. So they're going to be following around with this thing. They have a relationship with Lifetime, and as well as online streaming on Hulu. So once again, somebody trying to come up with a show based on tragedy here on this whole thing. Where is Steven Spielberg when you need him to put together a great film or something, right? Well, Steven Spielberg's little leading lady in the BFG is only 11. But she's going to be counting a lot of zeros because it's based on the deal that she scored with the producer-director. This little 11-year-old, Ruby Barnhill, she has a contract. She's a minor. She'll be making $85,000 for the first movie based on the best-selling kids book about a little girl who befriends a 24-foot-tall giant, the BFG. And if this turns out to be another spectacular Spielberg blockbuster, it could unlock a lot more cash for this kid. She has a contract. Ruby Barnhill has a contract with DreamWorks. It's filed it in L.A. County Court because she's a kid, and the studio could pick her up for 2 more films with $250,000 or $400,000 paydays. This is pretty good for a kid. What was Brian Williams making as a news anchor? He was probably making more than that, I'll tell you. So that's good. Are you a fan of Journey, the group Journey?
I'm a big fan of Journey.
You?
Absolutely,
yeah.
Sure.
Journey's got a new beat for the rest of this year because the band kicked their drummer, Dean Castronovio, to the curb after his arrest over the weekend. The guy filling in has a serious resume. TMZ broke this story. Apparently, Castronovio was busted last week for an alleged domestic violence incident at his home. You don't want to do that domestic violence. That is the most politically incorrect thing you could do, other than it's just a terrible thing to do. But because it's gotten so much notoriety now, this is a terrible thing. He was picked up last weekend allegedly for domestic violence, an incident at his house in Oregon. It was his second such arrest, and Journey, who's currently in the middle of a tour, decided to just pull the ripcord and get rid of him. So,
to be perfectly honest, I've been a big fan of Journey for many years, but I'm not familiar with this particular member of the band.
Dean Castronovio?
Yeah.
He's out. They have picked up what they call a veteran skins guy, the drums skins, a veteran skins guy named Omar Hakim. I bought rugs from him in the past. I'm sorry, Tomas.
We should get a hold of your buddy.
Omar Hakim, who's a veteran skins man, is a great drummer. Yes, you get my buddy whom?
I was going to say your buddy Bill Shatner. I would make a suggestion that maybe he can get a hold of Journey to perform at his next Hollywood Celebrity Horse Show. That would be great.
Omar Hakim is going to take Castronovio's place immediately.
I don't know about this Omar Hakim.
He's going to be he's going to be under fire. He's at the Hollywood Bowl as the next Journey deal. Is it Journey the ones that sing that song that they always say, "The Girl Lost in Town" and that whole thing? Is that a Journey song?
No, I don't think so.
Can't stand that song. And every woman loves it, and they played it all the baseball games. I forget the name of it, but just you play 2 seconds of it, Tomas. If you find it, you'll throw me over the edge here on the show.
They did the song from The Sopranos. Remember that?
That's all right.
Don't Stop Believing.
That's the one. That's the one I can't stand.
Oh, no.
Don't Stop Believing. It's like the girl in the town and she gets mowed down by a truck or something, and then she's okay. I don't know.
That was the diner scene.
I can't stand that song.
Was it Joey Soprano?
Yeah, I just can't stand it. That's why I probably never watched The Sopranos. As soon as I heard that song was involved, off. I walk out of baseball stadiums when they start playing. They play it like in the 8th or 9th inning. Usually used to play at the Dodger games when they were losing. It's like a kind of a song of hope and faith and all that kind of stuff.
Stop believing, of course.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're not going to catch me seeing any Journey show, especially if they're going to play that. And Omar Hakim can beat his skins to it. And Dean Castronovio, well, I don't want to say beat up his wife. That's not good. He should just stayed beating up on his drums. Anyway, they haven't said if Castronovio's out of the band permanently, but Hakim, he's apparently pretty, has a nice resume. Michael Jackson, Anita Baker, Dire Straits, Sting. He's played with all of them. And he's practicing Don't Stop Believing. I'm not going to go see that. I won't do it. I just can't. Don't Stop Believing on all these shows that he's going to be on performing. Oh, by the way, the TV guys came by from Time Warner. You know, I changed my service so I could get like a discount and everything. Oh. And they've now can upgrade you to like lightning bolt fast internet. And I kind of sent them away because I was watching trying to erase some things on my DVR, and they were going to put a new DVR in. And once they put a new one in, you lose everything that you got on it. And I noticed I was up to the last exciting 2 episodes of Sleepy Hollow. I didn't want to pass that up. So I told them I just wasn't aware. You know, I brought Brian Williams to the door. I said, Brian, handle this for me. And he said, Mike just wasn't aware that when you take the VCR away, he'll lose all of his programming. So they were quite understandable. And the cable people are nicer these days because there's so many problems with cable that they're just very nice. And so he said, no problem, you can reschedule. So I actually took it on my own to call and reschedule it. So this weekend, since I'm not doing anything for Father's Day, I'll be just right there by the TV watching every old episode. I've got some TV shows from, I think the 1990s that I haven't viewed yet that are still on my VCR. I've just kind of stored them there. Anybody who won season 1 on Dancing with the Stars? Don't tell me because I'm going to find out. I think I got a few more seasons to go through on that as well. It's the PM Show Weekend Edition. Michael Horn, Paul Stern on CRN.
What would an extra $250 a month mean to you? For some, it's a little financial breathing room. For others, it's a car payment, a home repair, or help with college tuition. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I've got some great news if you're looking to save money on your mortgage. All it takes is a simple phone call to Quicken Loans at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. Folks who refinance with HARP can save an average of $250 a month. That's $3,000 a year. Our home loan experts fully understand the HARP guidelines, and they'll walk you through our streamlined process. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And this year, for the first time, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed law 50 states and MLS number 3030.
It's hot enough to fry an egg on a garbage can lid. You're watering your plants to help them survive. But don't stop there. They need Miracle-Gro to help them dazzle when it sizzles. A summer feeding makes roots stronger, so they resist summer stress better. Blooms last longer, too. Remember, don't just water your plants. They need to eat in the heat. Skip the fried eggs, but don't skip the summer feeding. Miracle-Gro. Life starts here.
At Kubota, value means getting more than you expected for less than you thought. Like the L2501 DT compact tractor. Now with financing as low as 0% APR for up to 5 years and factory rebates, you can do more for less. That's value. That's Kubota. 0 down, 0% APR financing for terms up to 60 months on select equipment now through June 30th, 2015. Financing through Kubota Credit Corporation USA. Subject to credit approval. Other exceptions may apply. For more information, call toll-free 1-888-465-8268.
For more information or to find a participating dealer, visit Kubota.com.
It's the PM Show Weekend Edition, Father's Day Weekend Edition on CRN. I'm Michael Horn along with Paul Stern. So that Rachel Dolezal, she's the woman up in the Washington State area with the NAACP, said she was black. She really wasn't. And I think her parents have already been on Fox News, and I know her brother was. And so now apparently Maury's getting into the picture. because everybody criticizes Fox News. They get the story first and fast. But Maury, the executive producer there, has told TMZ that the Maury team is actively trying to book Rachel and her alleged parents. Oh. They want to give all three a DNA test. Now this makes the Maury show. This is it. And reveal the results on the show. And Rachel has told NBC she had doubts that her parents, Larry and Ruth Ann Dozel, are the mom and pop. She says, I haven't had a DNA test. There's been no biological proof that Larry and Ruth Ann are my biological parents. Maury is off for the summer or whatever, but if they can book the trio, they'll get a crew together, and, of course, Maury himself to do the show. I didn't even know the Maury show is still on. When is that airing? At 3 in the morning?
Comes on after Byron Allen.
Anyway, there's a rumor out that Ghostbusters are going to reboot that whole plot. And they're saying, though, it's maybe too similar to the original. There's a lot of Ghostbuster news, major announcement, like Chris Hemsworth is joining the cast. The director, Paul Feig, is upcoming for the reboot, and everything has begun. But Kirsten Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, Leslie Jones on the set. But there's bigger news because there's a new rumor flying around the plot of the film, according to a source, the Boston Herald, reporting that Wiig and McCarthy are both unrecognized authors who write a book proposing the idea that ghosts are real. And after a few years under the radar, Wiig gets a job at Columbia University, and the book resurfaces, and she's ultimately laughed out of the university. It's soon after this that her character teams up with McCarthy and the other two future Ghostbusters, and that's when they start invading Manhattan, and only her and her team can exterminate the ghosts. It sounds like the original, just with different actors. Change it around. How about that Hulk Hogan? You're a big fan of this, and now this whole thing about this Hulk Hogan is still over there. He had that sex tape, and Hulk Hogan is going to go to court coming up July 6th, and he's going to take the gossip site Gawker to court in Florida for publishing his sex tape on their website. This happened back in 2006. Am I right, Paul? I remember when you reported it on this show. Back in 2006, it features the famed wrestler engaging in sexual relations with Heather Clem. But she wasn't married. She's the ex-wife of Bubba the Love Sponge Clem, who was a friend of Hulk Hogan's, right?
Oh, my God.
Bubba the Love Sponge Clem, friends with Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan gets together with the ex-wife. And was she an ex-wife at the time, or was she married to Bubba? Somebody said it was a setup. I don't know. But the case is significant because this case is the first time a celebrity, in this case Hulk Hogan, is taking legal action over a leaked sex tape, and is going to bring his or her case to a jury. Now, Hulk Hogan's real name is Terry Gene Bollea, is asking $100 million in damages, claiming he suffered, quoting now, injury, damage, loss, harm, anxiety, embarrassment, humiliation, shame, and severe emotional distress. I agree with him.
And that was just during the sex tape.
That could be the best one of the day, Paul.
Oh, boy.
Give him 5 points on that one. Anyway, this Charles Harder, who's one of the
what?
Charles. I don't make this stuff up. I read it. The lawyer's name is Charles Harder.
Okay.
Harder.
I'll take your word on that.
He believes severe emotional distress is a part of the big deal here. And Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan, is 61 years old. And he thinks this Charles Harder believes that the tape violates his client's right to privacy. I would say yes, too. Quoting the lawyer, he says, he, meaning Hulk Hogan, has the right to be naked in a private bedroom without the world being permitted to watch. The First Amendment does not allow cameras in the private bedrooms when the subject is not aware of it and does not consent to it, as happened to Mr. Bollea. Gawker and they have the right to turn bedrooms' walls into windows. I agree with this. I think that they should award the dollars to Hulk Hogan because there's too much privacy being violated these days. Oh. Have you seen it? You got me on the Periscope cam, do you? I mean, literally, you can shoot a video anywhere. Let's see. Oh, by the way, the beautiful and wonderful, remember Charlize Theron? Everybody used to really love her. And then she started to walk down, started going out with music guys, rock people, and then they dissed her.
Didn't she?
Oh, she is, then she got together with probably the worst guy she could hang out with, Sean Penn.
Oh, boy.
Even Madonna can't hang with that guy anymore, let alone Charlize Theron. And anyway, Charlize and Sean have parted ways.
Oh,
is there anything left of her? She must be burnt up with these rock musicians and everything. I mean, come on. We need to take her into rehab and get her back into society with a nice date. You would be a nice person for her.
Sure.
You too, Tomas, I think.
Very nice.
Going with lovely Charlize Theron. They've been together since 2013. They got engaged in December of last year. And Charlize and Sean had been friends for years before hooking up, as they say. And Charlize Theron is the one who broke things off, according to Us Weekly. They were extremely tight together. They had each other's backs when stories surfaced about them individually or as a couple. And they were last spotted together last month in Austria.
Austria?
Yeah, you know, she needs to do a talk show as well or something. Has she done any films recently? She should be on the list of hot-looking women in the business. But I don't know. You know, because sometimes you can burn yourself out with the wrong person, whether you're a guy with a woman or a woman with a guy or whoever your mate is. You can just destroy yourself. So be careful. Are you okay? You seem pained when I said that. Maybe like
no,
the
whole idea of burning yourself out, it just seems like a tough thing to do.
By the way, the U.S. Open is going on this weekend. Dad will probably be in front of the TV set with a brewski. Let him watch. And
no. Washington wine.
Oh, Washington wine? Okay, that could be the brew.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Located in the heart of Maui's premier resort, Kaanapali Beach Hotel is officially recognized as Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel and the #1 best value in Hawaii. With a range of accommodations and affordable dining options, this is the ideal setting to turn Hawaiian dreams into lifelong memories. Live Hawaiian entertainment every evening, free year-round children's programs, weekly arts and crafts fairs, welcome breakfast, and departure kukui lei ceremonies add to the value. Swim in the whale-shaped pool, indulge in the fabulous spa and hotel salon. Enjoy Hawaiian hospitality at its best at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Call 800-262-8450 or go to kbhmaui.com. That's kbhmaui.com. Aloha.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names.
Really? Yeah.
They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
If you're struggling to find reliable senior living information for your mom or dad, then call or go online to get the free help you need during this turbulent time. Call now, 800-471-5173, 800-471-5173.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808. Welcome back here to the PM Show Weekend Edition, Father's Day Weekend Edition. I'm Michael Horn with Paul Stern. Tiger Woods, he's at the U.S. Open. It's going on this weekend, playing in the Tacoma area. And he was, married to Elin Nordegren. And, he was cheating on her and everything. Anyway, he got embarrassed Thursday. He's on the back nine, and there's a plane that flies over. the Chambers Bay Golf Course in Washington, a banner that reads "Cheater" on it, and they kept just flying around the area. And apparently, at one point in the game, Tiger loses his grip on his club, and it completely flew out of his hands. And they captured this and posted it on social media. You may have seen it.
So when did Phil Mickelson get his pilot's license? It's a joke.
All right, what else do we have for you? Oh, by the way, Dancing with the Stars fans, Val there, Chmerkovsky, I believe is how you say that. But anyway, Dancer Val, he's been on there for years. He's opened up. He always had a dream dancing partner was going to be Oprah. He's changed his mind. Now he wants Caitlyn Jenner as his dance partner.
Val or Vlad?
Is it Val?
Huh.
Anyway, and George Takei, you talked about this today, is picking on my buddy Bill Shatner. They were in Star Trek together, but, he's always, George Takei has always got his panties in a bunch about what's going on. And they've, apparently, Bill Shatner has no animosity at all towards George Takei. I've talked to him a million times. Is it Takei or Takei?
I believe it's Takei.
Takei. And so, George is going crazy again because, I guess Bill claimed he was not invited to George's wedding, and George was saying that he was invited, but he wasn't. And then on Tuesday, George gave an interview to the New York Times Magazine. He said the feud is truly on Bill Shatner. He explained. It's not tension. It's all coming from Bill. Whenever he needs a little publicity for a project, he pumps up the so-called controversy between us. This is quite the opposite. This guy should run for president, George Takei. He would make a great president. It's 180 degrees the opposite here. I'm telling you. He's just lying. He says whenever he needs a little publicity for a project, he pumps up the so-called controversy between us. George, what is George starring in, by the way? He's got something coming up on Broadway?
I couldn't figure it out.
I don't know. And so, anyway, whenever he says 2 months after my wedding, he went on YouTube and ranted and raved about not sending him an invitation. If he had an issue, he could have easily just phoned us before the wedding. Simple as that. But he didn't. And,
that's what Bill said.
I wish I could do a George Takei impression. And he says he was premiering his new talk show Raw Nerve, and when the interviewer brought up the conflict that happened on their classic TV show, the unpopular social media figure explained, quote, "It's difficult working with someone who's not a team player. The rest of the cast all understood what makes the scene work. It's everybody contributing to it, but Bill is a wonderful actor. He knows it, and he likes to have the camera on him all the time." George is like losing his mind. It doesn't say what he's starring in on Broadway. Obviously, it's going to bomb out after about opening night. No one will go.
What does the football season, those Shatner football parties have? Because
I don't know, but George is there.
You got to somehow bring this
Arnold
up.
Schwarzenegger pulled a prank on everyone.
Oh, boy.
He scaring the poo-poo out of the world. He was in a cyborg makeup, and he hit the streets in Hollywood to prank unsuspecting fans. And he posed as a wax figure at the wax museum, and then moved on these people and scared the heck out of them. And finally, Emma Stone cried for an hour after her email leaked in the Sony hacking. Apparently, WikiLeaks exposed Emma Stone's cell phone number and her email address. And so people started sending her all this stuff. "Hi, I'm Joe from the UK. I like your movies." And she was so overwhelmed, she hit select all and deleted all of her contacts. And she said 6 years of emails are now gone forever. She was just so freaked out about it. And then she started to cry. So let's get her email address and send her something new. That's our show. Have a happy Father's Day wherever you are. Try to be safe and fun on the weekend. What are you doing, Paul? Anything exciting?
Got to get an oil change.
That'll be good. It's good for Father's Day. Something mechanical. Tomas, happy Father's Day to you. Check us out on the web, crntalk.com. Download our cell phone app, pound 250, and say CRN Talk.
CRN Digital Talk Radio prides itself on being the station of every situation. Of course, you can always listen live through your local cable TV provider, as well as on our website at crntalk.com. But if cutting-edge technology is more your style, you'll be happy to know that CRN is now available on Wi-Fi radio. Simply log on to Reciva.com. That's RECIVA.com and look for CRN. You can access all of our great shows and listen live anywhere in the world. Be part of your favorite shows and get the full CRN listening experience you would have with any traditional radio, podcast, or a live stream from our website. For more information on where or how to listen, and for a full list of our programming, log on to crntalk.com and create your own listening experience today.